I went on a walkabout and started to study anything from neurology, cardiology, sociology, anthropologists, Buddhist monks, Baptist priests, to find out what the essence was of the human being. And there was one thing that connected us all from each of these people that I studied under, and it was love. And so at that point, I said, okay, that's what we need to put back into corporate America. And that's how Joyology came to be. It's the study of what's right with people. Tito and I were talking about 6 years ago, and we were talking about the employees. And Tito is very wrapped up in his employees and their lives, and he wanted to make sure that his employees lived healthier, longer lives. And so we started to study food, coming off of Let Food Be Thy Medicine. And so we looked around and we said, my goodness, our distillery is in a food desert. Let's plant a garden. Let's feed our employees.
In this episode, we go into the heart of a big business that's making a big difference in the environment. Join us as we pull back the curtain on Tito's handmade vodka and explore how the practice of Joyology will positively affect the lives of its employees for generations to come.
Every time I drive in, I'm just in awe. I'm like, I can't believe that we have a farm. I can't believe that, our founder believed enough in us to invest in all of us through this farm. And I feel so proud. I bring a lot of people here because I think it's one of the greatest things ever.
I don't know of anything else like this. I think it's a really amazing thing, and it speaks to the heart of what this company's mission is, and it's really fun to get to be a part of it. I had read a book called The Flower Confidential in my early 20s, talking all about the floral industry and how in America, we import a majority of our flowers. And at the same time, it was spring, and we just started getting some flowers from the Arnosky family farm in Blanco. And they do such a beautiful job. I was inspired by their work and wondered why more people weren't doing that here. So I started looking on Craigslist for any job that I could find outside. And I found one where I could start a flower farm, and have been farming pretty much ever since that job. I, within a year, was growing vegetables and have done a lot of different things in the farm world since then.
We built a 14-acre modern farm, gorgeous farm, and we are feeding our employees clean, fresh, healthy food. We have 7 full-time farmers that are managing our 14 acres farm. And so 2 days a week, we grow this food and take the food 2 days a week over to the distillery where we have a farmer's market. And so the employees are allowed to come in and bag the groceries, not just for them, but take home to their families. And so in addition to the food going to the distillery for them to take home, we also have a commissary with 3 full-time chefs that are able to cook this clean, fresh food for them. And it's no cost to the employees.
Realizing that the Tito's distillery was in a food desert, the team worked on reversing the land from a non-farmable landscape into a lush produce epicenter.
There wasn't a model to copy. We've really written our own path, so we've had to take invest a lot of time into talking to the people at the distillery to identify what their needs are so that we could build a program that best suits that. We wanted the farm to be right next door to the distillery, and the state of Texas has a map of reports on soil all over the state. This is designated as not farmable land. So we had an uphill battle from the start. It's really heavy clay. We have, I think, a 30% incline on this property, so there's a lot of potential for erosion, and we have a lot of wind. So we've worked a lot against a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily select for if you were picking out where to have a farm. One of the unique things about this farm is that we irrigate off of about 80% rainwater. That's all collected off of the roofs of the distillery.
This farm has had a great impact on the environment. I mean, this land was just a vacant lot, and the dirt was super hard. And instead of, building some other structure out here, we decided to care for the land. It's a regenerative farm. We're regenerating the soil. So that alone right there is helping the environment.
We prioritize the health of our soil. Farms like the one here at Tito's can have a really positive impact on future generations of farming by introducing a path towards working on farm and careers on farms that don't require land ownership and really expensive startup costs. So this program really unites people that have the knowledge to grow the food with the people that have the resources to get the farm started. Especially with the average age of farmers being like retirement or have already retired, we definitely have less farms. I think we get a less resilient food system and we get more reliant on importing food. And of course, there's like all the health harms that come from not eating fresh produce.
From 2017 to the Ag Census in 2022, the Austin-Travis County area has lost 21% of the farms in the area and 11% of acres in farmland.
So if more companies could invest and help retain some of that land into green spaces and agriculture, that would have a really positive and impressive impact on the community.
The small change that sparked out of a moment of revelation and inspiration is now changing employees' homes.
I think the farm has affected the employees in a number of ways. One, it's changed the relationship of food with them, meaning they get to now learn from our farmers what the produce means with the health attributes. So they're really looking at food differently. I think it's also changed it for convenience. We are in a food desert. They're able to have, fresh vegetables twice a week so that they don't have to go outside to find food in this food desert. But I think convenience, they don't have to shop as much for their own vegetables, as well as cost. With the inflation today, vegetables are really on the rise. And our vegetables are fresh, nutrient packed, and our vegetables last much longer than the vegetables you would buy in the grocery stores. It's a huge gratitude generator. The biggest benefit has been employee engagement, employee loyalty, when they feel so deeply cared for by a company that would build, a 14-acre farm just to feed them and their families. I think you can't put a price on that. We believe that food is medicine. And I think from a company perspective, it's a win-win-win. We learned so much at our farm here at 14 acres, and we saw the benefits on our employees for the farm that we decided, let's take this on the road. And so we looked at all of the United States and started to partner with existing gardens. And we have taken this concept to areas that may not have access to fresh food. And we have built over now, we're on our 150th garden throughout America that we were building. So one belief, block to block, is, we like to think that we do have an impact and we really are making this world a little bit better than we found it. And we like to look at it as we're making it better one block at a time. And we're doing that through farming and gardening. I think no matter the size of any company, we have to rethink how we're caring for our employees. We have to help them find more meaning in their lives, more purpose in their lives, and then not just think in the old traditional way of perks. Perks could be clean food. I would love to learn more about other companies that are doing farms so that we could collaborate and share our learnings. And so I think moving forward is just rethinking the way we care for our people.